Given three functions below, which expression equals s of h of v of x? This is a function composition problem, much like f of g or fog or g of f, goff, which you've probably practiced by now. This time we're using three different functions. H is 2x cubed, s is square root x minus 5, and v is absolute value 3x. So I like to always think about function composition as inserting one function into another function. And the way you do that is by replacing the variable with the inner function. The function that you insert is replacing a variable in an outer function. So let's start by rewriting this composition expression using the function notation that will make it a little clearer which function is inserted into which function. And I've used colors for H, S, and V to help us keep track of the correct order and approach when we compose. So when we compose two functions, we're starting inside of our function inputs and then going outward. So starting from the inside most function and working outward. So that means we start by inserting v as the innermost function into h. So let's just make a little note about that. And then the next step, after we insert v into h, we do step 2, h of v into s. Okay, so that helps us keep track. Okay, so let's start with v into h. So we'll carry the s through, which we'll deal with in the second step. But h of v, using function notation, what will happen is I'm going to replace that variable in h of x with the expression for v of x, which is absolute value of 3x. And over on the left, what will happen is that absolute value of 3 of x will replace the variable x in h of x. And everything else in h of x is going to be applied to that absolute value of 3x. Okay, so let's write that down here. So h in blue is 2, and then we do the replacement. The variable is replaced with v, which is absolute value of 3x. And so that is step 1. That is h of v, which we now, in step 2, will apply h of v as the input to x, to s. And on the left side, that's going to replace this variable x in s of x with h of v that we found already. So s of x is a square root function. Square root of x minus 5, where x is replaced with 2 absolute value of 3x cubed, all of that minus 5, which is inside of the radical. And that gives us our final expression for s of h of v of x.